Look around you. Most people you see aren't actually alive. They are biological mirrors. Think about your last conversation. Was it your opinion, or just a headline you recycled to fit in? Nietzsche knew the truth. Most people aren't good. They're just too weak to be dangerous. In the next 18 minutes, I'm showing you the Overman Blueprint, a psychological evolution that will make you unrecognizable to the people currently holding you back. The social illusion. The last man versus the herd. Let's stop lying to ourselves. You aren't a good person. You're a harmless person. There is a massive difference. You follow the rules, you wait your turn, and you keep your head down. Not because you have some grand moral compass, but because you are terrified. You're terrified of an HR meeting, a judgmental look from a stranger, or the digital lynch mob waiting for you to misspeak. Your morality is just a leash you put on yourself so the world doesn't have to. You call it being civilized. Nietzsche called it being a slave. Most of what you think is your personality is actually just a collection of survival mechanisms. You've spent your whole life pruning away the parts of yourself that make people uncomfortable. You've traded your teeth for a smile that means nothing. Think about it. When was the last time you did something truly difficult because it was right, even though it made everyone around you hate you? If the answer is never, then you don't have values. You just have a desperate need to be liked. You are part of the herd, a warm, safe, suffocating pile of bodies that only feels secure when everyone else is just as mediocre as they are. This is the era of the last man. The last man is the ultimate product of modern society. He wants a life without friction. He wants pitiful comfort. He's the guy who spends his best years scrolling, consuming, and seeking a life that is safe. To the last man, conflict is an error, and struggle is a disease. He looks at the horizon and sees nothing worth climbing for. He is healthy, he is happy, and he is a ghost. He has no fire because fire burns, and the last man is too afraid of the heat. He is the end of the line, the final, withered fruit of a civilization that stopped caring about greatness and started obsessing over well-being. It's easy to hear this and think, that's not me. But the truth is, if you feel a hollow ache at 2 a.m., it's because the last man is winning. You've been programmed to avoid pain, but in doing so, you've avoided the only thing that can actually forge a soul. To break out of this illusion, you have to stop running from weight and start looking for something heavy enough to crush the person you are today. Most people spend their whole lives in this herd, dying as good men who never truly lived. But if you're disgusted by that reflection, there is a way out. It requires a total transformation of your current identity. It starts with the most counterintuitive move you will ever make: the camel. In the next stage, I'm going to show you why you must stop seeking freedom and start seeking a master. You think you're free now? You're just a wanderer. To become the Overman, you first have to learn how to carry the weight that would break a normal man's spine. The first metamorphosis, the camel, the weight of others. Look at your life, the career you're chasing, the ideals you defend, the way you spend your Saturdays. Ask yourself, who put those there? From the second you could crawl, society began dumping its shoulds and musts onto your back. You are currently a pack animal, sweating under the weight of values belonging to people you don't even respect. Your parents' regrets, your boss's quotas, the hollow trends of the internet. You're carrying all of it. You think you're being responsible, but you're just a beast of burden for a system that would replace you in 48 hours if you dropped dead. Here is the brutal truth. You cannot be free until you first prove you can handle the weight of the world. The Camel stage isn't about being a victim. It's about the metamorphosis. Most people spend their lives complaining about their stress. The Overman does the opposite. He seeks out the heaviest, most agonizing burdens he can find. He doesn't want the easy path. He wants the mountain. Why? Because you don't find out who you are in the shade. You find out who you are when your lungs are burning and the weight on your shoulders is screaming at you to quit. If you want to stop being a last man, you must stop running from difficulty. You must run toward it. Seek the tasks that everyone else is too smart or too tired to take on. The reason we take on this weight isn't to be good workers. It's to build the muscle required for what comes next. You are currently training your spirit to endure. You are proving to yourself that you are not fragile. But there is a trap here. If you stay a camel for too long, you just become a very strong slave. You have to learn to carry the weight so that you eventually earn the right to throw it off. You aren't building a career. You're building the power to destroy the very things that currently control you. Most people stop here. They become high performers who are still ultimately obedient. They have the strength of a giant, but the heart of a servant. They are still waiting for someone to tell them, "Good job." But the camel cannot stay a camel forever. Eventually, you will reach the edge of the desert, where the weight meets the will. And in that moment, you will face the great dragon of thou shalt. Are you actually a lion? Be honest with yourself. Are you truly evolving? Or are you just a camel who's learned how to complain about the weight? Strength without the courage to say no is just a very efficient form of slavery. If you're still waiting for a good job from people you don't even respect, you're still in the herd. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to stop carrying the world and start burning it down. It's time to move from the strength of the camel to the ferocity of the lion. You've learned how to say yes to the burden. Now you must learn the most dangerous word in the human language. No. The second metamorphosis. The lion. The great no. You've spent your life being useful. You've carried the weight, you've done the work, and you've waited for your reward. But here is the cold, hard truth. The reward for being a reliable camel is just more weight. To become the Overman, you have to be willing to do the one thing that terrifies the herd. You have to be willing to be the villain in their story. The lion is the stage where you stop asking for permission and start taking territory, psychologically, socially, and professionally. This isn't about being edgy. It's about the total destruction of your need for external validation. If you aren't willing to lose your reputation, you will never own your soul. People think power is about barking orders at others. That's low-level thinking. True power, Nietzsche's will to power, is the mastery over your own pathetic impulses. The lion doesn't just say no to the boss or the society. He says no to the part of himself that wants to sleep in, the part that wants to be comforted, and the part that seeks safety. You are at war with your own mediocrity. Every time you choose the difficult path over the easy one, the lion grows. every time you silence the voice in your head that asks, "What will they think?" you are claiming a new piece of psychological territory. You are no longer a follower of the truth. You are becoming the source of it. Most people get a taste of this power and get drunk on it. They become bitter, loud, and angry. They think the no is the end goal. But being a rebel is just another form of being a slave. You're still defined by what you're fighting against. The lion's purpose isn't just to roar, it's to clear the wasteland so something new can be built. You have to kill the dragon of should, not because you hate the dragon, but because the dragon is standing on the ground where your empire needs to sit. Now that you've started to say no, something dangerous is about to happen. The herd isn't going to cheer for your growth. They're going to see your evolution as an attack on their existence. They will try to gaslight you, guilt-trip you, and pull you back into the mud. In the next section, we're going to discuss the social predator versus the creator. I'm going to show you exactly how the people closest to you will try to sabotage your ascent, and why you must learn to look at their justice and morality as nothing more than a trap for the weak. You've learned to fight. Now you must learn to survive the retaliation. The social predator versus the creator. Let's stop pretending your friends want the best for you. They don't. They want the best version of you that doesn't make them feel like a failure. The second you stop being the reliable loser they've known for years, they will start the psychological warfare. It won't be an open attack. It'll be a joke about your new habits, a snide comment about your ambitions, or concern for your mental health. This isn't love. It's a desperate attempt to drag you back down so they don't have to look at their own pathetic lives. Your evolution is an insult to their existence. If you want to reach the top, you have to be willing to walk over the corpses of your old friendships. The herd loves to talk about equality and justice. Know why? Because it's the only way the weak can keep the strong from crushing them. The Overman realizes that good and evil are just words used by people who are too afraid to take what they want. You need to become beyond good and evil. If a person, a rule, or a moral obligation stands between you and your highest potential, it is an obstacle to be removed. Period. You don't wait for justice in this life. You are the one who defines it. If you want a seat at the table, you don't ask. You take it, or you build your own and let them watch from the window. Most of you will watch this and feel a pit in your stomach. That's because you're still a coward. You're still worried about being liked by people you don't even respect. You think you can take everyone with you to the top. You can't. Sovereignty has a price, and that price is total social isolation until you reach a level where their opinions can no longer touch you. You have to be willing to be the bad guy in everyone else's story just so you can be the hero in your own. But here is the final test. If you spend your life just being a predator, you're still a slave to your anger. You're still reacting to the world. You're just a different kind of animal in the same cage. Your evolution is an insult to their mediocrity. When you start becoming the Overman, your friends won't cheer. They'll use concern as a weapon. They'll call you cold or tell you you've changed. They are right. You have changed, and that's why you're watching this while they're still scrolling for safety. If you're ready to leave the cage, hit subscribe. We're building a sanctuary for those who refuse to stay small. To truly win, you have to move past the fight. You have to reach a state of power so absolute that the opinions of the herd don't even register as noise. In the final section, I'm going to show you the third metamorphosis. It's called the child, but don't let the name fool you. It is the most dangerous stage of all, because it's where you stop fighting the game and start rewriting the code. I'm going to show you how the ultimate master doesn't destroy his enemies. He forgets they even exist. The third metamorphosis. The child. The sacred yes. Most men spend their entire lives as camels, begging for more weight. A few become lions, spending their years screaming at a world they hate. Both are still slaves. Why? Because both are still obsessed with the herd. The camel obeys them. The lion fights them. Both are tethered to the same pathetic reality. The final stage, the child, is the moment you cut the rope. This isn't about being childish. It's about innocence. It's the ability to look at the rules of society, the morality of the weak, and the expectations of your peers, and feel absolutely nothing. No anger, no resentment, just a cold, clean indifference. The Overman is so far above the noise that he no longer needs to destroy his enemies. He simply forgets they exist. The sacred yes is the ultimate weapon. It is the realization that because there is no objective meaning handed down from the clouds, you are the one who gets to invent it. You stop working and start playing. While everyone else is stressed about their status, their taxes, and their reputation, the Overman is busy creating his own world. You don't follow the market. You create the trend. You don't find a purpose. You dictate one. To the child, life isn't a trial to be endured or a war to be won. It is a piece of clay to be molded. If you aren't having fun while you dominate, you haven't reached mastery yet. You're just a stressed-out predator. How do you know you've reached this? When you can walk into a room of people who hate you and feel the same level of concern you'd feel for an ant on the sidewalk. Their justice is a joke to you. Their values are a foreign language. You have reached a level of psychological sovereignty where you are the source of your own gravity. You don't seek happiness. You are the reason happiness exists in your world. You don't ask if something is allowed. You do it, and the world adjusts to the new reality you've created. This is the Overman Blueprint. You've seen the path. You carried the weight. You killed the dragon. And now, you stand alone in the clearing. But knowing the path and walking it are two very different things. The last man inside you is still there, whispering for you to go back to the herd, to be safe, to be liked. He's begging you to stay small, so he doesn't have to feel the weight of your potential. The video is over, but your transformation hasn't even begun. You have two choices. You can close this tab and go back to being a good man, a harmless, replaceable cog in a machine that hates you. Or you can accept the burden, find your no, and start the ascent. The world doesn't need more good people. It needs overmen. It needs creators who are brave enough to be evil in the eyes of the weak, so they can be great in the eyes of history. The hardest part of becoming the Overman isn't the struggle, it's the silence. When you stop speaking the language of the herd, you will lose the comfort of the cage, and you will lose the version of yourself that everyone else liked. But you will gain the only thing that matters: ownership of your soul. Most people will click off this video and go right back to being a last man, chasing the next hit of safe dopamine. But you now have the blueprint. If you're ready to cross the bridge and join the few who refuse to stay small, hit subscribe and join the Mind Nest Facts. The choice is yours. Choose wisely.